Welcome to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, former professional athlete, certified MMA conditioning coach, and master of metabolic training. Funk is one of the leading conditioning coaches in the martial arts industry today and has a following of over 500,000 combat athletes around the world. His workouts and training principles have been used by many professional fighters, including fighters in the UFC, Bellator, and ONE FC, as well as World Muay Thai champions, Glory Kickboxers, and ADCC BJJ champions. Join me in welcoming your host, Funk Roberts.
None of the gyms sponsor us.
Well,
right, Andy?
Actually do.
We are sponsored
We're all actually sponsored by Tiger, so nice try.
Huh. We are live, people. What up? It's the Funkster. Welcome to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast. I'm your host, Funk Roberts. I'm here with my co-host, Andy T., the man of the hour. What's up, Andy?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good. And our co-host tonight is Angela Roberts.
Angela Roberts. Hello.
She's in the house.
She was waiting for that moment for a long time.
And I didn't even say anything funny.
Yeah, she didn't say anything funny. For all you guys who don't know, Angela is my wife. And this is the first time on the podcast, and we're happy to have her here. And we are live from Thailand right now. We're shooting this podcast at Cocoville, which is the place that we're going to be having our fitness retreat. And it's like 7:19 in the PM, and Andy just woke up from a long nap. We were watching a shitty movie.
It was a good movie.
It was not a good movie. You got to talk deeper into the mic, honey.
What movie
That's
was
what she said.
There you go.
Finally, she came out with the one-liner.
Angela at the beginning of this podcast was like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna sit around. I don't have anything to say." She fucking can't wait to get up.
Everybody shut up and just let me talk.
And she opened up with, I'm Angela Roberts, and that's what she said. That was her first two lines.
It's my one-woman show.
This is her. This is good. So, welcome, guys. Thank you. We just thought we'd start off this this podcast alone is just going to be about training in Thailand, training in general, Thailand in general, everything that we've pretty much gone through in the past, what we're doing right now, like present. There's a lot of things going on in the present. There's a lot of people, so you may hear noises in the background. Just know that we're in a public place right now. But let's start off by seeing how everyone's feeling. How are you feeling, Angela?
I'm feeling good. Okay. I'm kind of sweaty because it's hot and the air conditioning's off, and it's Thailand, so I'm hot and sweaty.
So I think I had the easiest time getting used to, Angela's still getting climatized and getting on the right sleeping pattern, but it's funny because the night before I left, Albert Chang was visiting from China, and so we went out, and I actually ended up staying up till 7 a.m. the next morning.
Shit.
And then it segued perfectly, so when I got to Thailand, I'm like on regular hours right now. I haven't had a single bad sleep.
Excellent. That's
Oh,
good.
really? And who's fighting a cold?
Me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what
Barely.
you get for staying up all night.
We've been here for a week now, like almost a week and a day. Myself and Andy have. Angela got here last Wednesday.
No, I just got here Monday night at like 1 a.m. Or no, Sunday night. Sunday night at 1 a.m. Yeah, that's right. Sunday night, Monday morning.
I don't even know what day it is anymore.
I know, neither do I. It's kind of one of those things where you're just like, I have to be focused on what day it is because if there's people starting to come in for the retreat. But other than that, I would probably not even know what day it was for sure. So one of the things that's going on. So anyway, so we're here so let's just talk about training and where we've been training. Since we've been here, we've been very blessed to have Tiger Muay Thai sponsor our training. My wife, myself, Andy, giving us free training. So that's amazing. So that means we can go to the classes and be part of, any of the classes that are going on. We have to pay for the privates, but still the fact that they've sponsored us for that is amazing. The other great thing is Andy will be fighting in Thailand, and he'll be fighting under Tiger. So we're not just sponsored, but a sponsored athlete, which is amazing. And then some of the other places that we've been training, or myself anyway, has been Phuket Top Team. So we've been at Phuket Top Team doing some privates there. But why don't you guys first talk about what it's been like to train at Tiger? Andy, why don't you start? Just because you've been here longer than us.
Right. So actually, this is my first time doing classes at Tiger. And
How many times have you been to Thailand?
Five?
What? Five times? No.
Four?
Is this 4 or 5? It could be 5.
I think it's one,
I think it's 4.
2, 3, 4. Well, I
Wait.
think two of your trips were really close together, right? The first two?
You did one in July.
This is technically my 5th time flying into Thailand and staying in for an extended period of time because there was one point in time where I went to Singapore and then I came back.
Okay, but that's
So
also.
But that's,
I was gone
That's
for
the
like
same
2
trip.
you can't double dip.
No, you
man.
can't
No
double dip.
dip.
That's
That's
the
like
same trip.
I left for like 2 weeks and then I came back for like a
No, you
3
didn't go
weeks
back
or
home.
something like
You didn't
that.
go back home, so that's
So-
one trip. So
I suppose, but
this is 4.
this is my 5th time entering Thailand.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good.
That
That works.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's been good. I've been training with crew Robert, the guy with the tie eye. So yeah, the Terminator. He calls himself.
He's
Terminator.
mean.
Yeah. Well, no, he's actually very nice.
I know, but he's scary looking.
Yeah, he's scary looking, but he's very nice. He's actually.
Can I tell you what he did to me yesterday?
Yeah.
So I went to advanced class. I'll let you continue in a second. But I went to advanced class, Muay Thai, at Tiger, and he's the lead teacher in that class. I didn't have running shoes, and they sent everyone out to go running. I didn't bring running shoes. I didn't know that. So I'm like, well, can I just run around the gym? And one guy was like, oh, you have to go ask Robert. So I go ask Robert. Robert, can I just run here? And he's like, no shoes? I'm like, no. And he's like, go over there. And he pointed to the intermediate Muay Thai. I'm like, and I already know pretty much intermediate Muay Thai is beginner Muay Thai. So I'm like,
Right.
no. I literally told him, no, I'm not going. And he's like, okay, run. Anyway, continue.
Well, want to hear my first experience in the advanced Muay Thai class? That's nothing. You got a cakewalk. I showed up in flip flops, and then they told me to run anyway. So I ran.
You ran outside in flip-flops?
I ran outside in flip flops in the thing.
Yesterday, a guy ran in barefoot. Robert made him run in bare feet
Brutal.
outside around the gym.
The best part is the last lap. They make you do a sprint, and so the last person has to do 20 push-ups. So then you just hear my flip flops at the end, like. And then everybody's looking at me. They're like, "Oh, flip flops." And then I still have to do the push-ups, anyways.
So you had to do the push-ups?
Yeah. I
Anyway.
mean, advanced class is good. I've only showed up on sparring days because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But anyways, I only show up on sparring days.
Which is that, Wednesdays?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Oh.
And so.
Oh, did somebody skip clinch class? Because clinch class
No,
is Tuesdays.
It just ended up being like that. And then when I actually got a fight, my schedule's laid out so that I trained with Robert once, and then I kind of put my own training together afterwards. So I'll do boxing sparring or kickboxing sparring and stuff like that. But Tiger's they make it very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So what I think about training here is this is the first time I'm actually going to take advantage of the classes and really dive into their actual classes. Normally when I come here, I just do privates only. Because I hate classes. But I really want to try different things. So I tried the kickboxing with you today, which I loved. It's so funny to think that I'm in Thailand doing kickboxing at Tiger Muay Thai. But they have a great instructor, Raphael. I don't know where he's from.
USSR. Some.
What?
He told me the exact country, but
anyway,
I
he's
don't
really
remember.
good.
Yeah.
So it was my first time. So that's just kind of where my head's at. I just want to be doing more of that style, just to get my hands better and my footwork better.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to do Muay Thai, obviously, but my weaknesses are my hands and my footwork, and just being angles and things like that. So I think kickboxing will help me do that.
He strangely looks like Andy Sauer, doesn't he?
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. With his beard could be trimmed up a bit more, but he looks like Andy Sauer. And then even his style, he just does this almost the same thing.
Yeah, powerful style, actually. So this is your 4th or 5th time here. We're going with 5.
Yeah, going with 5, and then Tiger. This is like the first time because last time I was at Tiger, I just did privates, and now I wanted to fight, so I had to show up to the classes and talk to somebody, figure it out. I had to figure it out pretty much, and yeah. So
what do you think about the difference between training at home and here?
Home is a different. Home's a bit more creative. Like there's more guys that are willing to do more different things or
Here's
try
so
different things.
traditional, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very
Very strict on their traditional Muay Thai.
well, you can get a guy that's very strict on traditional Muay Thai, but yeah, they're just really set in their ways sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's Thailand, and they believe that Muay Thai is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that'd be the main difference.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing about training here that makes it really easy is like just the convenience factor. Like I'm training at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then I'm eating, relaxing for a bit, and then training again, and then chilling for the rest of the day or doing whatever I need to do for the rest of the day. So it works out pretty well.
That's what I found is here you could train all day. Like you truly could. You can, go to classes. You can do privates. You could do strength and conditioning. You could go for runs. Like that's the cool thing about being here because you don't have to worry about any outside, things that you have to happen at home.
I think I agree with you. That's probably why it's so much better. Just no other worries. You can just come here at 7 o'clock in the morning, do your session, go home, sleep, eat, whatever. Come back at noon, do another session. And that's all you have to worry about. And you got everything under one roof at Tiger. I mean, it depends on where you're training, but specifically at Tiger, even this strip alone in Shillong, in Phuket, it has everything, if not at Tiger, across the street. It has everything you need in one place. And the weather is fantastic. Everyone is like-minded. So everyone has the same things on their minds. And you meet people from all over the world that have the same interests. Create new friends. I mean, we've gotten so many friends from just coming for a month at a time, and then you're friends for years later. Yeah.
Here's the other thing that you could go to different countries and go to like a gym and train at a gym. Like I could go to Brazil and train at a specific gym, or I could go to Amsterdam and train at a specific gym. But the difference between doing that and coming here on this street is at those other places you have to train when the gym is open. Where here, you can train literally anytime, and you could go to a different gym and go, I want a private at, and go over and set up a private there at a specific time. So that's the only kind of caveat. Like if you came here for a month, you could get serious training for a month anywhere all the time, and then go to different other places to experience other styles of training. But when you go to those places, you're only at the beckon of that gym.
I think it really depends if you're fighting too, though. If you're fighting, you're probably going to stay at one place because you got to fight for that gym. Yeah. But for me, I just love Muay Thai and I love martial arts. So I love going to all these different gyms and meeting the people and learning their style and just having that experience. And just, I went to Simbi one day. I went to AKA and then Phuket Top Team. Some people call it a gym whore.
No.
That's fine. I'm willing to accept that. I don't care. I just love Muay Thai and I love meeting all these and going to all these places.
It's weird. I actually prefer the latter. Like I like to be at one place and like back home I have a pretty good setup where it just fits my schedule perfectly. Like I've built it so it makes sense. But with that being said, if you're kind of like the
regular person.
Yeah, regular average martial arts person or martial arts fan or somebody that just likes to stay in shape or just the average demographic of the street, then this place makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And if you're a fighter, then it does make more sense to train and stay at one place.
If you're fighting, but if you're not fighting, I think I always suggest to people to try everywhere because you're going to find a place that's going to suit you. There's different places. If you just stick to one place, I mean, it's different with us because we've been here, so we know. But if it's your first time, then, like Kevon, for instance, he loved it. He's like, I went and I tried Radachai and I tried AKA and I tried Simbi and I tried, he loved Chok Chai. But, he tried all these different places and was able to say, okay, this is the place I like, but I can go back home and say, I've trained with this guy and I trained here and I trained at Phuket Top Team and I trained all these different places.
I love the fact that he did that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that too.
His first time here and he's already doing that, I think is incredible. He went to so many gyms.
Yeah.
Now he can go back educated.
Yes.
And say, this is what this gym has to offer, this is what that. And he is a fighter, so he'll now make a better decision when he wants to come back.
Exactly.
I think that if you want to make tangible progress, you do have to stick and stay with one person, and then that's your main person, and that's who you're training with the whole time.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, valid point. Very valid point. Because that trainer gets to know you. Then if you're going to set up fights, he's got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you can maybe go to do strength and conditioning somewhere else, but then stick to Tiger or stick to Phuket Top Team, whatever it is.
Yeah, once you get that one trainer for sure, you can definitely stay. Like when I go to Phuket Top Team, it's only Big. That's who I train with because Big knows me. You know, if I'm at Tiger, unfortunately, it used to be Bird, but Bird's not here. So now I'm having a hard time finding somebody because not only can I not find anybody that is suitable because Rit, who I've trained with the first time I came, like some 6-7 years ago, is not the same Rit anymore. Is not the same Rit anymore. So, you know, for me, it's trying to find someone again, and that's been hard. And plus the fact that there's so many different, like there's a big contingency of Chinese people who are here from martial fitness training or something. MFT, yeah. So they are taking over a lot of the privates. Right, so it's very hard to get even get a trainer at Tiger when it comes to privates.
Yeah, that's another challenge because since I've been coming to this trip, I guess this is coming to this area. I think it's our 5th time.
6 maybe.
For me, in this area, I think the 5th time. The first, and I've always from right away. Then the very first time I found my trainer, and he's in Dubai now. So now these trainers, which is actually amazing for them, they get to these great experiences now. People come from all over the world, see how good they are, and say, hey, why don't you come work in Dubai for 3 months and make a shit ton of money? And they're gone. So Kai's gone, Bird is gone, Lamb from Tiger left and went to Florida. Before that, he was in Canada. And and now he's back, but now he's at AKA, which is a bit of a hike from where we are now. But so that's the struggle too. So you got to find that one trainer it's so good to stick with one person or one gym in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, that's another, like last time I felt like even this trip around, it's hard, like you said, hard to get a private. So what I found, the first day I just showed up, and what I just do is just go during the privates and then just watch people hold pads, right? And then I just scoped out Robert and was like, saw him last time, see him on social media, kind of figured it out, trained with him once, it was good, and then that was my guy. But the problem is he's training so many of these Chinese people that are coming in. I mean, I think they're leaving very shortly, like on the Sunday or something like that.
So when we're talking about this Chinese group, it's because there's this massive fitness group that are here, and they're called 200 people.
You don't have to tell who they are.
I don't know.
We don't have to give them any props.
No, I'm not just giving them props, but they're just a group of trainers called martial fitness trainers or something, and they come here in these large groups, and basically Tiger Muay Thai caters to them because they probably pay a shit ton of money, and they have they literally take over the place, and then they take all the trainers, and so we can't. I even asked my one guy that I trained with last January. I had a good session with him, so I saw him. I'm like, oh, I want to set up some privates. He's like, oh, next week, because this group is still here, so that's a problem.
My trainer made up a time slot. Like Robert made up 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. because when I show up at Tiger at 6 a.m. because it's the only time I can get
here.
Me, Robert, and the cleaning ladies. That's it. And then I train.
That's really nice of him though, because he's got to get up really early.
So I bring him a Gatorade and stuff like that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it actually blessing in disguise for my end. I thought it was gonna be shit, but I was like, you know what?
You're gonna have to give him a tip,
Yeah, it works out better. I will.
That.
Fight purse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of fight purse, how you feel, buddy? When's the fight? Tell us about the fight. Tell us about when it is. Do you even know anything about the fight? Do you know the date of the fight?
Yes, I'll tell you the little details.
Okay.
I know.
Just tell us the details. Andy's fighting.
So I'm fighting November 6th. I came here in really good shape, so I'm not spending any time getting in shape. They're trying to. Robert pushes me on the pad, but I'll get tired, and then 15 seconds later, I'm ready to throw combos again. But yeah, so I'm in good shape. Fighting November 6th. I asked Robert if he knew what my opponent was, if I'm fighting a Thai, if I'm fighting a foreigner. He said, and I quote, "Probably Thai because you're smaller," and that's as far as the conversation went.
I told you.
Don't know where I'm fighting.
You don't know where?
No, I don't know if it's Bangla or if it's there. Or
he should know where, because apparently the poster's already made.
Yeah, the poster was already made, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get your picture, but you may not be on the poster."
Oh no, they did take
They did take a picture though, right?
Yeah, but they told me I'm not gonna be on the poster, which whatever. I don't really care. They would have fucked my flag up anyways.
They'll
Put me in
probably
China.
put you on another poster when you already left the country.
Yeah, seriously, and from China.
You'll be from China.
Yeah, because that's
And your name will be Fandy, not Andy.
They actually asked me to wear an MFT t-shirt for the photo. I mean,
Oh, they probably would. They're gonna friggin' airbrush the MFT shirt on you.
just to get that audience to sell tickets at wherever I'm fighting.
You are Vietnamese,
I know, Vietnamese Canadian, yes.
and how many people
Everybody.
every single
How many
day?
people think you're Chinese?
You know what's really funny? This is I'm used to this now, but like, so when I come for a month, the first 2 weeks everybody thinks I'm Chinese, and then when I get a tan, that
What do they think you are then?
some people kind of greet me in Thai, some people kind of greet me in Chinese, and then
How do you say hi in Chinese? What does
ni
everyone
hao,
keep?
ni hao, ni hao, ni hao.
So everyone keeps walking up to you and saying that?
People come to me and go, ni hao. I'm like, hello, how are you doing? And they're just like,
What about the Chinese people? What about
oh
NFT
man,
people?
so many conversations where like I'm sitting on the mat and some guy starts, I don't know if you guys have been here for this, starts going off in Mandarin,
Chinese.
yeah, Cantonese or whatever, just like, and I'm looking over, I'm like, sorry, I don't speak like
Mandarin.
yeah.
It happened on the flight here. Andy and I took the same flight. It happened on the flight. The woman was talking about food, and she started talking in Chinese, and I just looked at Andy, and we both laughed.
Yeah, my face was blank, and I was like, chicken. I'll take
Andy,
the chicken.
you should go like this. Next time, go, oh, sorry, you're speaking Cantonese. I only speak Mandarin.
Sorry, no.
Sorry.
Xie. I mean,
Mandarin,
that's
Mandarin.
thanks.
How do you say no? Yeah,
no
why do you know
idea.
Chinese, first of all? And is it Chinese?
I
or-
know, like,
sorry, is
baseline
it
everything.
I keep saying Chinese, but is it Mandarin or Cantonese?
It's both.
I don't
It's
know the
either
difference.
Mandarin or Cantonese.
I know.
Sure. This, when they go sure, that's Mandarin, and when they speak sharp, it's Cantonese.
Or the reverse.
I just know ni hao.
Ni hao,
Ni hao. Ni hao, ma.
sure.
But yeah, it's good because the one exciting part about fighting, is it the 3rd or the 6th? I don't remember. It's a Monday.
Whatever the
It's
Monday
the
is.
6th, yeah. Because we have our whole retreat coming to the
Yeah,
fight.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That I get to fight with the people from the retreat get
Yeah.
to come, and yeah, it's gonna be a pretty cool experience.
That's going to be amazing. I think, I like how you just decided before we got here. Was it before you got
Yeah.
here?
yeah, before, yeah.
That you're like, okay, I want to fight in Thailand. I want to fight. I want to have that fight. I want to have that classic Muay Thai fight
Listen,
in
you
Thailand.
can't call yourself a fighter and not have come to Thailand and fought.
Yeah, that's my whole thing.
It's one of the things you got to check off the list, right?
Right.
You got to
Well,
fight in Thailand, right?
The whole thing was, like, if this never happened, then I'd be trying to get an MMA fight back home, and it was kind of like a toss-up between the two, and then this was already kind of booked, and so I needed, my number one thing was like, okay, in 2017 you had a goal, so we just got to knock it off the list. Just
What was the goal? What was the goal?
Fight pro, whatever it is. Get what, at this point, it's get what I take or what I can get. So, I mean,
Amazing.
I
I like
get this
that.
under my belt and then recalibrate for MMA.
So when
the
was the
coming year.
date for the MMA fight? Like, why couldn't you do both?
December. So I know, just
But it's not. It wasn't 100%, right?
yeah, it wasn't 100%, and also it's not enough time to like the thing is MMA. I take. It's not that I don't take Muay Thai
Yeah.
or kickboxing not seriously.
You only have one.
MMA, you take extremely
and
serious.
You
'cause
only
this
have
is
one
it.
martial art to worry about. You don't have 5.
Yeah, Mauricio always says like compete whatever you want to compete in,
Yeah.
but MMA is your baby, it's
Yeah,
your goal. And
that's-
whenever you go to fight MMA, especially in the beginning, then you always have to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not taking it seriously, but
No.
like you have to put an 8 to 12 week camp.
Yeah, and that makes sense because whenever I talk to other fighters, like Sam Alvey, we had a conversation about when he used to fight Muay Thai. He just fought Muay Thai to fight. Like, he didn't give a shit if he won or lost. Like, he didn't care.
Right, because he wanted
MMA
the
was his
record,
number
yeah.
one, but he wanted to get at Muay Thai, and then he would go fight jiu-jitsu. They don't care if they win or lose those fights. Those fights don't make or break them. It's the MMA fights that they really care about. So that's kind of where, his thought process. Not saying you don't have to care, but I understand what you're saying when you're saying like, okay, all these other things, just get those fights. Maybe fight 4 or 5 more times in Muay Thai. Who knows? But it's the MMA where you have that. Okay, I'm having a 10-week camp as opposed to I'm just gonna come to Thailand and then rip
Yeah.
off a fucking
3 weeks notice.
rip
Just
off.
fucking there's not even a weigh in. I don't have to cut weight.
No,
You
None of
know,
that.
with every fight in Thailand, everyone who's ever fought here will have a story. Will have many stories of how. And then they'll always say, "Oh, that's only in Thailand," you know. So I'm hoping that you get those stories. So I'm hoping there's some funny things that happen that night. You know, like how you weigh in. They basically look at you, look at the other guy. That's your weigh in. And if you're gonna get some 40-year-old tuk-tuk driver, who weighs 30 pounds, or are you gonna get some fucking 200-pound Thai guy? Like, you never know. Yeah. So either what happens is you get a really, really small guy sometimes that is more experienced than you, but he's smaller than you, or you get a big guy who's shit. So it'll be fun. It'll be a life experience.
Shit.
Or you'll get a foreigner who just will go crazy.
Yeah.
Right, because it's probably their first fight too, and they're just gonna go fucking mental.
You got to be ready for the first 30 seconds are going to be a mental case. It's like,
but he knows. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He's fought.
That's my favorite, actually. Yeah. Not the mental cases, but like the mental cases that like are a bit too wild and just leave themselves open for all these counters.
You're very good at countering.
Nothing's. It's weird because like I'm trying to keep my style from back home, and it's hard to do when you're not constantly drilling it. And so I'm taking extra time to drill it, and I'm just gonna go out and fight how I fight normally.
I think you may be worrying about that, but really
not really. No, I'm just
no.
Gonna,
What I'm saying is like you say you gotta constantly drill it, and you literally shadow box in your sleep.
Yeah,
those drills.
Yeah,
they're not leaving anytime soon.
They're not leaving.
Yeah, it's just keeping sharp. Like back home, I'm sparring every single day, like technically. So it's just like that's what keeps me sharp, and so I'm just trying to. But
you've only been here a week. You're still sharp.
Yeah, no, I'm just my own
worried.
head.
Yeah. Maybe not worry is a word. Maybe it's.
I just gotta not fall in.
What's that word when you're crazy? You're.
OCD slash.
Yeah.
I'm definitely OCD.
Thing. Yeah, that's what it is.
But I think the main thing in my head is like I don't want to get. I don't want to not fight how I normally fight. So I'm not gonna.
You're not
fall into a Muay Thai style.
Yes,
I'm not plotting in front.
No.
So
no way, man. You're gonna angle. Like
it's gonna be really funny, actually.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm
so excited. I just want you to be you. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So
speaking about fights and stories, because you just said, you know, when you go to Thailand, you have a fight, you have a story. What story comes to mind with you and your fights? You fought here 3 times?
Yep, 3 times. The first time I think I fought a girl who was like 14 years old or something.
Child abuse.
Yeah, but she had like 20 fights or something. And I think that was my second ever fight. And I won by TKO, I think leg kicks. And then, do I have a story about that? Not really. It was out in the open. It was Lempang, a small little city, town, an hour and a half outside Chiang Mai. It was our first ever Muay Thai fights in that town, and Jan Burke-Lurk put it on. And it was a big event, like thousands of people were there. We built this whole card, and it was like, yeah, it was a really good experience. But she was like really young, but big girl, not tiny, that's for sure, but young. And so I won that fight, and then the next one was in what's that place? Taipei Stadium, which is really just a ring surrounded by bars. And so you just fight, and all the drunken people watch the fights. I think that was my second one.
That was a fight with me, I know that.
Okay, so when was the third? Oh, no. Maybe it was the same place. I don't know if I fought. Did I fight?
Maybe you fought twice.
I can't remember right now. I'll think in a second. And maybe this, I have to ask, actually, Yancey, he'll remember. But anyway, the second fight, so it wasn't with you. Again, I think that was TKO with a body kick. And then...
You ever knee anybody in the head?
No.
That's
I'm not a kneer.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most is knees and elbows.
You love knees.
I just haven't had the freedom of like...
Oh, yeah.
Being able to just knee somebody in the head, yeah.
Have you ever fought without shin guards?
Nope.
Oh, the first time. Okay, so just so you know, because some people get freaked out by it. I don't know if you are, but some people do. It's actually better. You don't feel shit. No headgear. It's amazing.
I thought no headgear.
Yeah.
You said there's
It's literally no difference. Yeah. There's literally no difference. You might be you'd be a little bit more picky with your blocking. With the kicks, you'll move instead of block. a little bit, but there's really no difference. But your leg kicks, they're gonna feel it, and your head kicks are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't like to catch like traditional, anyways. Like just like an overhook on somebody's leg. So I'll definitely be moving around a lot.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just remembered a story. I think this is the night we fought together. I'm not sure. But I went to use they oiled me all up and I was all slippery and gross. And then, so I went to the washroom. This is like moments before stepping in the ring. And I fell in the washroom. Coming down the stairs in the washroom, I literally broke my toe. Before going into the ring, broke the toe next to the big toe on my left foot. And I literally, I couldn't kick with that foot at all or anything. And then I remember I think I won TKO leg kicks, yeah. And but then after that I was limping, but it wasn't because of the fight. It was because I fucking broke my toe on the disgusting bathroom stairs.
How did you not remember that story when you said, do you have any stories about fighting?
That reminds me of the same fight night, because when I fought in Thailand, it was the same Taipei Stadium in Chiang Mai. We were on the same card. I was the main event, and Angela was the co-main event. And then, so basically, like, that day.
The reason why we're main events is because we're foreigners.
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
That is it. And
Totally.
you're a big black
and
guy
I'm a
with
big
muscles.
black guy with muscles, so that was like the big thing, right? Oh, shit. And then, so, Team Canada. And then Team Funk, it was Team Funk.
The poster said
Team Funk from Canada.
They do a good job of branding, that's for sure.
They literally hand out posters all over
like,
the main road, like in Chiang Mai.
everywhere.
So everywhere we went, we were like seeing our posters, which was kind of like pretty cool.
Yeah, it is everywhere. And then so we get that day, by the way, we lost our fucking bank card. So the day before we lost our bank card, and that day I think you lost the bank card. Yeah, that day you lost your bank.
You did I did that day. And
Yeah,
then you did the next morning.
Yeah, so the day of the fight, we lost. Angela lost her bank card, and we were trying to find the bank card. So we spent that whole day.
Okay, just side note tip for Thailand.
yeah.
When you come to Thailand, when you go to the bank machine, they give you the
Money
first, then the bank card.
They're behind the
We
times.
are used to the opposite.
Yeah,
So
the card comes
you get
out.
your money and you fuck off, right?
Yeah,
You
which is
leave
why
your card.
I left my wallet my card in the machine in the airport.
I came very close to doing that, but a security guard came running after me.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
totally.
So
Yeah, it's very.
lucky.
It's
Two trips ago.
Yeah.
First trip, and I was like,
Thank you. I know. So, I left it in. So currently, I don't have a bank card. That's my main bank card. Anyways, so all day we had to go through all that. Go to the They took us all over the place to try to get a credit card or bank card or something. We couldn't. We didn't iron that out before a fight, and then we had this hour drive in the middle of the night, pretty much. It wasn't the middle of the night.
We were in Lampang.
Yeah,
we
we're
were
in
training
Lampang.
in Lampang. We had to drive to Chiang Mai.
Drive to Chiang Mai, and then we get there at 9, I think.
Yeah, we didn't fight till 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but we got there at 9, and then it's like, okay, where do you go? We're in our dressing room. I'm thinking, okay, so this is me.
This is funny.
Angela's probably already done this before, but I'm thinking, okay, where's the dressing room? Looking, wait to get in my dressing room. It's like, no, it's right back there. It's like in the open.
In the corner on the floor.
Yeah.
Put down the mat on the floor,
Yeah.
and you're just like standing in the middle of the bar. Like
In
you
the-
just
in the
find
middle-
some corner. Like,
yeah.
There's no room.
No room, just a corner in the middle of the bar, and then that's when they started greasing me up, and they're greasing me up, and
But literally everybody who's ever fought in Thailand is this right now who's listening to this
They
is
know
nodding
this
their
story.
head and like, yep, everybody, same.
and this is Taipei Stadium. This is like actually a pretty big stadium. Like Matt has a
Yeah,
belt.
You can get the belt, yeah.
Matt has a belt from the stadium. Matt Embry, actually. So glory fighter Matt Embry has a Taipei Stadium belt.
Simon might as well, but I don't remember.
And then anyways, they're greasing me up, and I swear to God, my fucking Berklerks, they love me. Like they were like in love with me. They greased me up like extra. Like it seemed like
The
they were.
reason why is because anytime we go for like a massage or anything, the ladies or the men, they literally obsessed with his muscles. Literally, we went for a couples massage, and the lady came off of me to go feel him up. Like, so when they were rubbing him down, like they freak out. I don't understand it. Like, they're obsessed over it. So he got extra.
I got extra. Anyway, so then Angela went on in first. So I'm just like warming up or whatever.
Tell him what you did to the microphone.
So Angela goes in first. I go up to the mic. So there's the mic going. Okay, next fight, Angela.
The announcer is like, okay, announcing everything. So the fight's going on. Round one's going. Round one, I'm just like taking it easy. I've landed a few leg kicks. I land the kicks. The girl's going crazy on me, but I just kind of like clinch her up, take her into the corner, so they break it up. So I'm not doing too much. I'm literally fine. I'm calm as shit. My heart rate's not going at all. I'm fine, but he's never saw me fight. So because she's going crazy, he thinks because I'm not going crazy back, like, oh, is she okay? Is she okay? I was completely fine. I was just like, no problem. I'm picking my shots, whatever. And then she's going a bit crazy. And next thing you know, I hear from the microphone, Angela, use your hands. He literally grabbed the microphone from the guy.
I did. I grabbed
to say over the loudspeaker, Angela, use your hands.
Oh. Use your hands, left, right, throw the right, go. Like I was just screaming and he's just loving it. Everyone's loving it. And then she ended the fight. And that was awesome. That was amazing.
Yeah, so anybody
took the fucking mic.
I can't believe it. I was like, I literally, when you're present, usually in a fight, you don't hear anything. But I was present enough to fucking hear it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm kind of embarrassed, right? Like, buddy, I'm using my kicks right now and they're working. Like, stop telling me to use my hands, even though it is my weakness. So that's because he knows that, so he wanted me to start punching. But then round two happened. I landed a few leg kicks, and I'm like, okay, not bad. It's just more like a slapping leg kicks. They weren't great. But when you land that deep in the muscle leg kick. So it happened. In round two, I landed a really good one. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that hurt. And then I think the leg kick after that, that was it. It was over, yeah.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was funny. Anyway, so then my fight came, and I just literally walked from the fucking microphone into the ring. I didn't even know who I was fighting. Like, no clue. Never seen him before. Didn't even know. I walked in.
He was this big, giant, 200-pound tuk driver.
Yeah, his head was fucking massive, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. I was fine. Like, I was like, okay,
but
fine.
You had never fought before, and I was worried because I'm like, he's gonna fucking gas out in round one if he goes crazy. So I'm like, sabai, like, don't go crazy in round one. Do not go crazy.
Yes.
Okay. So the guy is going, and he throws a head kick at Mark's head, and literally barely misses. Yeah. And Mark's like, this fucking son of a bitch is trying to kill me. So he goes crazy, attacking him.
I attack him, fucking catch his kicks, try to sweep him, knees. Like I threw the good thing about that fight is I threw
all his bag of tricks.
I threw every single weapon I could. I fucking threw knees, I threw elbows, I threw punches, I threw everything I could. In that first round.
What happens when you come back?
And then when I came back to the corner, I was done. I was finished. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm dying. And then Angela settled me down. It was so funny. But like I was calm throughout. Like going into it, I was calm. I was just like, okay, this is gonna be good. It wasn't until he threw that head kick.
He was not nervous at all.
Until he threw the head kick. Then it was just like, oh shit, this is real. Like this guy wants to kill me.
A street fight.
I went into like jungle Muay Thai.
World star hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It was like everything I learned just went out the window.
So how much do you guys get paid for that?
No clue. I don't know.
So whenever I fought here, Maya Jan, I never got paid. He, I guess, would take the money.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Plus,
yeah, he takes the money.
For us, it was never even expected.
I know. I'm just curious.
No clue. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I have no clue.
You know what's hilarious? When I was in Lamphun near Chiang Mai getting this tattoo on my back, the guy that was doing my tattoo actually knew Jean Bricklerk.
Yes.
Where was that?
Fuck. So some hut in the middle of
where were you? What area of Thailand?
Lamphun.
Lampang?
No. Phun.
Oh.
And so.
Is that in the north, like near Chiang Mai?
Near Chiang Mai. Oh. Yeah, like just outside. And so he asked me where I was from, Canada. Somehow he has Jean Bricklerk must have some kind of correlation with Canada.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And so that's how he knew.
Yes.
Him
small world. What we used to find whenever we would come, and we used to get in taxis a lot because we never rented scooters, especially depending if we were in Bangkok or wherever. And we'd always talk about Muay Thai because they'd ask why you're here, and we'd say Muay Thai, and then I would always say, or Mark would always say, do you know Ajahn Berklerk Pinson Chai? And they're like, oh yeah, and they always knew who he was, always. Yeah.
He's obviously he's world ambassador. He's like the Muhammad Ali of Muay Thai. Like if you know Muay Thai, then you know who Berklerk is. You know Style. Style was a lot of amazing footwork and just he's incredible. Like if you watch his old fights, man, it's just like, man, this guy's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing counter fighter and basically doesn't get hit. That was what he was known for.
Yeah. So, anyways, second round of the fight. I knew that I had to finish it early, and it still went a while. The second round started. He started clinching.
Then he starts to clinch, and I'm yelling at him, just sit. So I told him, he grabs the guy's waist and literally just sit and don't clinch with him because you'll waste all your energy, which he did. Like, he listened really well. I couldn't believe it. So then there was another couple flurries. Mark throws a straight left, and he does have a really good long straight left. Landed it. The guy goes down. We're thinking, yes. Yeah, I thought. But he fucking gets back up. We're like, no.
When he got back up, I was like, fuck. And then I just threw that straight left down the pipe, and then he fucking did the old like Statue of Liberty fall with the referee.
We still don't know if it was a two dive. We don't know if it was a two dive crew or not.
Well, the thing that. I don't, and that's why I wasn't very happy.
But explain that in Thailand, there's a lot of setup fights. And a lot of guys take the fall, so it's quite normal to give foreigners those types of fights, so they can feel good and go back home and say, okay, I fought or whatever, and whatever. I'm not sure what else they do it for. I guess maybe so the guy comes back. I don't know. Money. Yeah. So we're still not sure, but can I just say, for the record. That same guy fought one of the guys the next year. When was it?
So the very next week. So that week we were training with guys from Germany. They were like German kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters. So they were training with us the whole time. In fact, one of the guy, Abu, he's like, he's got millions of followers on Instagram. Abu, he's fought. I think he's fought Glory too.
K1 or MMA?
He's fought Glory. I think he's fought Glory. My wife keeps interrupting me while I'm speaking on this thing.
I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
I thought that's how podcasts work.
Yeah, I guess they do. But when you're sharing a mic. Anyways, that's good. So the next week, that same guy fought one of the Germans. So it's like, okay, well, right. He fought one of the German guys the next week, the very next week. So, and my guy killed the German guy actually fucking tapped out pretty much in Muay Thai. So I was like, okay, I don't feel, that's good. It was good.
You felt redeemed. You felt like maybe he wasn't a two dive crew.
Yeah.
Two dive crew would just mean guys who take dives, but because like it really showed me that this guy was trying to kill that guy, and the German guy. Because again, he did what I was scared that you might do. He blew his load in round one because he went crazy. And but didn't the other guy? Was there was two of the Germans fought that night?
Abu fucking murdered. No, I think Abu murdered the other guy.
The other two fought. One guy won, I think. Yeah.
So
that's what you always have to be worried about with those. Like if you're not like that adrenaline dump, like going too hard it's not even going too hard too soon. It's like not being ready to, like, mentally in the right mind frame. Like maybe you're not breathing right. Maybe you're not like focused in that.
Has that ever happened to you? Like, do you ever find like in one of your fights where you found like in one of the rounds you're more tired than you anticipated?
Maybe the very first fight, but then after that it was. I've been pretty good at like not being outside of the fight. I mean, there's been moments where like I've had like a split second where I like lose my concentration. Like my last MMA fight, I lost my concentration for like 1 second and I didn't get hit pretty much the whole fight, and then I lost my concentration for 1 second and got hit by a right hook.
So what do you mean you lost your concentration? Like, what's happening?
Like, I'm just not moving, not fainting. Maybe I'm like standing on the one spot for too soon and just like, I don't know, not paying attention.
So you're not 100% in the zone.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Like I fall in and out of it sometimes, and so I fell out of it for 1 second and then got punched.
That's usually what happens. It's those times when you're not, especially a fighter at your skill level, which is very high skill level. Whenever you do get hit, it's probably because there's just, you may have missed. Not present that 1 second or 2 seconds. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, I'm back here. Let's get back into and sometimes it's good to get that to click you back in, because sometimes you can stay out of being present for too long, and then you get a 1-2, you get a combination that floors you at some point.
But it's those moments. I mean, it's never good to get hit flush, but I got hit flush, and just like a head turn, and then a head turn right back, and I was I didn't get dropped.
No.
It didn't stagger me.
Can I ask a question?
Just taking it.
Can I ask a question? This always perturbs me because growing up as an athlete, and I played many sports. I played high level many sports. If anything negative happened, we were always like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that guy hit that ball and it fucking went by me and I shanked it completely because I was out of place. Like, you kind of own up to it, you know what I mean? Like, you own up to it. But I find fighters, whenever they get fucking hit or like dazed, they always fucking never admit it. They're like, oh yeah, he hit me, but I was fine. Like, no, you weren't fine, man. We watched your fucking eyes roll back. We watched you stagger, and maybe that's because they don't remember. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe I can't understand, because in order for someone to grow, they have to understand that, oh shit, yeah, I got staggered. At that point, man, that guy hits really hard. And I love when fighters can say that. Like, there are fighters who will say, oh yeah, fucking, I got hit. This guy, he actually hits really hard. So I had to really focus and pay attention to what I was doing because I didn't want to get hit again. Or I didn't want to get kicked because he was kicking hard. Like, I like when fighters do that. It's the ones that are like, oh yeah, he hit me, but I was fucking, I just don't understand that as a, just as a.
I understand
athlete.
it.
You understand, okay.
Why do you think they
the
do that?
psychology of a fighter is it's not like, you didn't hurt me until you knocked me out completely,
Okay,
or until the fight is stopped, or you didn't get me until you've gotten me the whole way.
So what is it, the ego, or what is it?
That's just what you have to have, because if, especially
because you got to fake sometimes, right? You
yeah,
gotta fake it. Yeah,
that's a huge part of the game. Is just poker face the whole time. So
I'm talking after the fights. I'm not talking during. I'm talking after, when someone's saying, okay, so did that guy hurt you? No, man, he didn't hurt me. He fucking doesn't.
Depends what platform it's on. Because if it's on the bigger stage, you don't want people in on
what hurts and
on
what
what
works.
hurts and what doesn't exactly.
True.
So it depends what the platform is.
Your camp may know, but you're not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, and then sometimes you need to have a little bit of. I mean, it's a bad personal trait, but it's a good trait for a fighter. Is a bit of denial, because
Yeah,
you got to look at what you're doing, right? If you keep playing it back to yourself, yeah, he really hit me, he really rocked me. You got to do the opposite. Nah, I'm fine.
But some of the really top level fighters, like GSP, I remember when he would get hit hard or hurt, he would always say, "Oh yeah, I was that hurt, or that was good." He never really said, "Oh," he didn't try and fake it. I can remember when, was it Carlos Condit that gave that really high kick, that kick in the head. And he talked about it, and it was like, oh yeah, that hurt. Or
I think that came from that Matt Serra fight, because he said when Matt Serra put him down, he tried to fight out of it, and he admittedly said, I tried to fight out of it, and I should have, and I was hurt, but I tried to fight out of it, and as I was trying to fight out of it, I was leaving myself open, and it got he said he should have pulled him closer and calmed down, and that's what he learned. So that when Carlos Condit did the same thing,
he pulled guard
and pulled him in, and that's where he learned that, right? That's pretty. But I do understand what you're saying, because when I played football, now that I'm totally thinking back, when I played football, I was a running back, I was a quarterback, and whenever you get hit, you have to stay in denial of that didn't hurt. Even though every single fucking hit hurts like hell, every time you get hit. Especially as a running back, because you get hit every single play as a running back, whether you have the ball or not, because there's a fake. A lot of times there's a fake, and a lot of people, when they see that fake, they actually think you have the ball. So you're getting hit every time. So running backs get hit the most in the NFL. Wide receivers get hit a lot. So yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same thing. It's like you can't act like that hurt. You gotta, even though it almost knocked you out, you got to get up and stand up and go, what? That's all you got? Because that feeds into the other person's psyche, right?
Yeah, if it's on a
totally
public platform as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's never over until you knock the guy completely the fuck out, and then that's when somebody can't say that I wasn't hurt or this or that. Yeah. But if they get rocked completely, and I don't know, they make it through the fight and they end up winning, then
Frankie Edgar.
Yeah,
it's the key. He's the best, man. The best at recovering. Incredible. His conditioning just allows him to recover. Those two fights with Gray Maynard were just, we rewatched them before we came here. It was like, oh man, he took it. Like 99% of fighters would have been done, man. Like absolutely done, because Gray Maynard hit hard back then, very, very hard. But he was able to, to get his scramble, and then not only that, come back and win the rest of the rounds in some of those fights, and actually put Gray Maynard out in the third and final fight. It's incredible.
I remember one of the fights I had here where I won by TKO. My Ajahn felt so bad for my opponent that we literally went over to her and we said sorry, and we gave her 500 baht. And like said, Kukunka, like thank you, I'm sorry, because she was doubled over in pain. I felt so bad, but it was just a lucky shot.
Lucky shot.
I'm literally taking no credit for it, because like you just throw whatever lands, a bonus.
That's amazing. So let's see, what else can we talk about here? We got the retreat coming up in Thailand.
That's going to be pretty huge. That's pretty exciting, actually. I mean, a first for you, so it's going to be. I don't even know what to expect. We have an itinerary. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, the people are coming in starting tonight. Yan is the first guy coming in tonight, so I'm going to go hang out with him a bit tomorrow, help him with, getting a scooter. The key, my whole goal of this retreat is not only obviously fitness and working out and hanging out, but it's also to ensure that everyone has the time of their life. Like, we introduce them to Thailand. We introduce them things that we love about this area and about Phuket and about, what we've done in the past and what we've shared with other people, so that they want to come back next year, that they want to come back on their own, that they want to go other places and start to explore. Maybe this will be a catalyst to some people. I know there's one girl here who probably won't go back home. She'll probably end up staying here and working here. I don't know. You never know. But it's just, it's gonna be exciting. Like that's exciting. But the workouts are kind of secondary for me anyway. I mean, I can't wait to put them through some of these workouts, but it's really everything else,
I think being able to share what you love with other people is amazing, so they fall in love with Thailand as well. And just getting that whole group and having that common goal, that common thing, and then sharing that whole experience and creating those memories. And I'm hoping that this is something that you'll be able to do, every year, and it'll be a yearly thing. And we've always wanted to do it. It just gives us a great excuse to come to Thailand and share it with people. And who knows, maybe you'll do Thailand for 5 years, and then maybe it'll be somewhere else. Who knows? Yeah. But just sharing that experience, it's nice.
The people who are going to be on this are extremely lucky. They're extremely lucky, and people who said that they wanted to come.
Lucky in what sense?
They're lucky that they're going to be able to train. They're going to be able to experience what they're about to experience. It's going to be life-changing. Mm-hmm. They're lucky because it's going to be life-changing. Like, even talking to Kevon, who is from Lana MMA, who's here, and, big up to Kevon from Lana. This has been life-changing for him. Like, he wants to come back, and he wants to come back every year, and he wants to come back soon. He doesn't even want to go home. He's been here for more than a month, and he was like, we were talking, and he didn't want to go home. He's like, fuck, man, I don't want to go home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, life-changing. Like, how many people have we come here with, not come here with, but met and then hung out with, that this has become life-changing for them?
It's funny, when you said that, I didn't clue in, and then now that I think about it, oh yeah, the first couple times I came here, I was like, I fell in love, right? And so now I take it for granted, but yeah, it does change you, and you fall in love with this country, and it's unlike any other place. And then if you have a common thing here, so you love fitness, you want to get in shape, and then you want to also do that with people who have the same common things as you, right? So, and with your passion, and we get to give the private tour guide. You got somebody here, you're not just here on your own trying to figure shit out. You got people here who are going to take you to all these places, so then you can then pass it along as well. So when you come back, it's always amazing when you come back and you've had that experience. I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. I know where I need to go to get this. Yeah, like my sister's coming this time. She came with us 2 trips ago. She fell in love, and she doesn't really do Muay Thai. I mean, she has in the past, but this is just about the country and the This
lifestyle.
street, this lifestyle, yeah.
Lifestyle is really it's really, for me, it's weird. Like back home, sometimes I have days where it's hard to get up in the morning and it's hard to carry out life, and not in a negative way. It's just sometimes it gets dull, and
For sure.
yeah, there's good and bad things about it. But here, like I can get up. I'm getting up at 5:30 a.m. I get my training in, no problem. You know, eat, chill, train again. Like it's just really easy to like exist. I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what day it is.
Can I just say that I've always wanted to be the person that gets up and the first thing they do is go for a run. But I'm a procrastinator as well, so I'll get up, I'll have my coffee at home, and then I'll watch TV while I'm having my coffee, and I always procrastinate. Here, I've been getting up early and going for my run. It's just, for whatever reason, it's just easier here. I guess you don't have the stresses of it, like you said, the dullness of work and all the other stuff rolled into it. You can just be, there's no stress, and you can just do those things easily.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely a good place for like everybody coming on this retreat is coming for a reason. I mean, you don't just sign up for a retreat to go. If you wanted to go on vacation, you could go on vacation. So I think if you come here like a bit mindful, and it's a good place to be able to find yourself, like be in the right environment to find yourself, and like everything's easy. Like, and the people here, nobody's judgmental. You'll see like a, you know, like a bigger guy here, a fit person there, like everybody trying to do the same thing, everybody working hard. So it's definitely nice to see visually.
That's why I love two things. That's why I love this street, because on this street, the whole focus, and we've talked about this in the past, the focus is fitness. That's what the focus is, fitness and martial arts. So, you know, in every corner, every place you look, every person in this area is here to lose weight or to get in shape, CrossFit, bodybuilding, martial arts.
All the food options.
Yeah. There's amazing food options, clean eating, lots of hotels. Like everything's on one strip. But the other thing I love is, like you guys said, it's just like the people are like-minded. Because when I do the Tiger Muay Thai seminars, when I do the workout, I see different levels of fitness, right? So, and all different levels. I said the one guy's like 300 pounds. Other, you know, last year there was a woman that was like really overweight, and then all the way to like fit people. But I give them the same workout, and they all fucking do the workout. Like it's insane, and it's like I'm so inspired when I see, you know, okay, look at this guy. It's like he's you know crushing it. He's doing it's amazing. It inspires me to see that, you know, they know that what they're here for, and they're going to work hard for it, and they understand that, and that's, you know, the steps that they're taking.
I think that when you travel halfway around the world, because you're that dedicated to getting in shape, that no matter how big or small you are, you're going to do your best. Mm-hmm. So that's what's like, just to add up to what you were saying, the people that do your classes, like, they're here to get in shape, man. They're not going to mess around. It's not the same people like at the gym where you see they're barely doing anything.
Right.
They're training twice a day. They're eating healthy.
It's real effort.
Real effort, yeah. But another thing I want to say about this retreat is that it's scary to travel halfway around the world, and you don't know the culture, you don't know where to go, how to do these things. So this is a good thing. If this is something you've always wanted to do, or you want to come to town, this is a great opener to it. So you can do this retreat, and you can come every year, or you can do this retreat, get to know how things work, have a place to work out that's safe. You know, like you'll know everybody, people take care of you. You're going to get shown around because the culture is very different as well. Mm-hmm. So to know those little subtle things that make the culture different, because there's quite a difference. And so it's good to have somebody who's already been here, can show you around. Okay, here's where you do this. This is what you do. Oh, you should negotiate. You can bargain for to buy almost anything
That's
here.
That's where you're going to come in.
That's my specialty.
I suck at that.
Yeah, always offer half. But
Thanks for the tip.
But again, it's not everywhere. Sorry, I shouldn't say not everywhere, because not everywhere bargains, and you got to know your audience, so you got to know who you can bargain with, and you throw out little teasers and see how they respond. But anyway, so like just little things like that make it like, okay, now I've been there once. Now I've gone there. I kind of get to know, so you're not going to be afraid to come back, even by yourself, and do something.
Yeah. The first time I came was by myself, and I loved it. It was like the best experience of my life.
Yeah, but you're crazy.
Yeah, I came with Yin, my girlfriend, and she's fought here, and she knew everything.
Yeah.
Fucking, I didn't have to think about like now I know a lot, like most of like whatever.
Yeah, you know
but
quite a bit.
It was easy. It made it very easy. Come here with somebody.
Yeah.
Come here with somebody, and this is why this is perfect. And one more thing, like just a bit of advice for like people for like Kevon, for instance, who love the place and they don't want to leave. Or the regular fitness person that's here and they don't want to leave, is that, well, you're probably going to have to leave. And I think the main thing is don't divorce the feeling that you had here when you go home.
Yes.
Don't go back to fucking a shitty life with like, because you don't really meet shitty people here. Like there's no like life vampires per se. And so when you go back home, then it's easier to weed out negative energy.
Yeah, you'll know that. But that's an incredible advice, Andy. Incredible advice, because you need to hang on a bit to what's here. Like, you know, like take the good and have that memory, and then take some of the behaviors that you have been doing here and start to implement it at home. So just because you left, like usually what happens is people go away and they're drinking and they're partying, and they try to go home and then stop it. But what happens is what usually happens is you bring that home with you. You don't realize it, but you start to bring, like the next week after you come home, you start drinking again. And like you bring all that negative energy, because going out and drinking and partying and all that shit, as much as you think it's bringing you away from what you want, it's actually bringing all those problems closer, because you still have to deal with those problems. You're masking it with alcohol. You feel like shit. You're bloated. You're overweight when you get back home. And then when you get home, you feel even worse because you're home, you're weight, and then you start going out again to try to
Extra
feel better.
depression. Yeah.
So then it just spirals into negative behavior, and that's usually what happens when you go away. But when you come away from things like this, a fitness retreat where you're eating healthy and you have beautiful, you're taking in all the beautiful culture and the people, and you meet good people, and you don't meet life vampires, and you're getting into shape. You come home and it's like you can start to bring that. Okay, you know what? I was working out twice, so maybe I can work out every day. Like I was used to working out twice a day. Okay, I can work out every day, and then it's much easier than I thought, because I'm focusing on that. Oh, I'm eating healthy. Oh, I'm weeding out Carl, because Carl's fucking.
It's always Carl.
It's always Carl, because Carl's
Carl's a bastard.
Yeah.
Carl's a bastard, and he's. If your name is Carl, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about, and so it's always. You can see clearly when you come home. You have clear vision, because you've gone away clearly. You've done stuff that get your endorphins up, and you're clear thinking and you're clear seeing. And then when you get home, you start to see clearly. Oh fuck! How was I hanging out with this guy? This guy's fucking bringing me down, man. I got to push that guy away. You start distancing yourself from all those other people, and you start focusing on the good things in life that'll bring you closer to your goals.
I think that I had a good thought, and then now I lost it. But
Welcome to podcasting.
no, I was thinking about. Oh yeah, so I think when you're away, you actually are, like I just said, I want to be that person that runs in the morning. Right. I think if you're giving it the best shot to be your true self, who you truly want to be. Mm-hmm. Because you've got all these other things that take you away, the stress, work, and all these other things that take you away from your true self. So here you can do that. You can be your true self. And hopefully, they say it takes 21 days to build a habit. So if you can come here, and you can, like we usually stay for at least a month, you can come here. Some people stay for a hell of a lot longer if you can afford it. But you come here, build those habits, and hopefully bring them back home. I know you're going to go through massive withdrawals. So one other thing that you should know about coming to Thailand or anywhere else, I guess, you're going to go through massive withdrawals when you get home. The first time I came with my gym, with also Lana Muay Thai. And I was only here for 2 weeks. It was like a whirlwind trip. It was over. We left Boxing Day. We were here for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It was incredible. We fought. It was amazing. Great experience. With Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Lampang, then where did we go in the south? What's that place called? Krabi. I went to Krabi. Anyway,
Beautiful
so
place.
we were all over the place, and it was incredible. And when I got home, I was incredibly sad. I wanted to go back, and all I was doing was planning. Okay, when am I going? Yeah. So that's normal. But just know that try and build those habits so then you can take them back home so you can stay in shape and come back even stronger.
That post vacation. It's funny when I say vacation now, I don't remember the last vacation. I don't think I've ever been on a vacation where it was like just an all-inclusive drinking or any of that stuff. Like vacation. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like trying to figure out like the line between like work and like life and like vacation, and then I just kind of like realized that like it was just like life, and like everything just like, it's such a stupid thought, but everything just kind of like is one thing all the time. And I was just thinking about like, you know, friends back home and how they have work from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and this and this and that. And then I was just thinking in my head, like, it's great if you could set it up where like work isn't really work, vacation isn't vacation, and everything is kind of just life. And like, this is just what's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's a big melting pot.
But you live a blessed life, Andy.
Oh, I know I do.
You have a good job
I think
in
about
which
it
you
every day.
can have the freedom to train when you need to.
You now have a company.
Yeah, you built your own supplement company, and most people, like you said, work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I think you're building the dream life.
Right.
And so when you do go on vacation, you can incorporate both. Your job, you can be done anywhere, just like Funksters here. You can do it anywhere, but
Vince Del Monte, pay the price now or pay the price later.
exactly.
I like that one.
That's what I took away from that
Vince
one.
Del Monte, baby, the king. Shit, I was gonna say something again, and it was right about the vacation.
Oh, we were just talking.
Oh
about,
yes, I know what I was gonna say.
Oh, what?
What were we just talking about?
Was it you that was talking about people who go on vacation and they usually gain weight?
No,
And
but yes,
was it
they
Andy?
do.
Was it you? Were we talking
Was
about
this back
vacations?
home?
I can't remember, but
Was this in your stairwell thing when you were vacuuming, and I was just standing at the top of the stairwell?
we were talking about people who go on vacation and all they do is drink and eat and like literally.
Yes.
Who was I talking to about
could've
it?
been Andy.
And they literally have no, I don't think it was. I can't remember. But anyway, basically they go on these vacations and all they do is kill their bodies and make it super unhealthy, drinking and eating, gaining weight. Or maybe it was Philip, actually the owner of Cocoville. That's who we were talking about it with. And you come here on these fitness type vacations and you're giving your body everything that it needs. You're giving rest, you're giving exercise, good food, vitamin D,
yeah,
and you're giving relaxation, no stress. So you're giving your body everything that it needs. And it's so important. Like these vacations, when I tell people like, oh, what are you gonna do on vacation? I'm gonna go train twice a day. They're like, they think you're crazy,
Yeah,
right?
me too. Yeah.
But it's like, I'm giving my body everything that it needs to be strong and healthy for the rest of my life. I'm 46 and I'm still training twice a day, and I can still do all these things with most people that I work with who are 46 or younger or older. They can't do it. So you got to think about it in a point of like, this is good for my body. It's good for my soul, for my mind. I mean, that thought process, I think, should be switched from going on an all-inclusive where you eat and drink and do more unhealthy things. You got to get away from that. Your work life is probably already super unhealthy.
You know, one of the things, my cousin got married in Mexico, and it was an all-inclusive. And, there was a lot of things happening at that time, but it was a very easy decision. No disrespect to my cousin. I love you very much. But, we had a lot of traveling coming up. We had just come back from California. So it was a very easy decision to say, you know what, I can't see us going there. I can't see us being on an all-inclusive where nowhere to train, nothing to do. I mean, yeah, you could train in the fitness center, but what else are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do for the rest of the day? Like,
Drink.
it's not part of it. Like when we go to California, we're always training. We're either training like Bass Rutten, or we went to Alpha Male, or, wherever we always like seek out. And I think, in the future, when we go like to Europe and all these other places, part of our trip planning is going to be, okay, what gym can we train at here? What gym can we train at here? You know what I mean? It's just part of it. It's just, it has to be part of it.
It's odd learning how, like, a lot of people have to learn how to have fun without alcohol, like vacation, the idea of vacation without alcohol, and instead you replace that with fitness and fucking watermelon shakes like I just had here. By the way, shout outs to Tony, cheapest watermelon shake you'll get on the street.
How much was that watermelon?
20 baht.
Holy shit, mine
And-
was 60.
And freaking delicious.
20 baht. What is 20 baht? So if you're listening, you can go use your Google, go to your phones right now and
like
do
Less than
a
$1.
true
93
conversion. 93 cents.
I think.
Food's very cheap here. Everything. So once you get here, because people always, I know, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but people always ask, is it cheap there? Yes. Once you get here, everything's cheap.
Can be cheap.
Can be cheap. On the street, it's a little more expensive because there's so many farangs here.
Right.
But if you go to Chiang Mai and other places, it's very cheap.
I actually found the pricing on the street to be comparable to
Not Chiang Mai.
Not Chiang Mai.
Not
No.
Bangkok either.
Right. When I was in Chiang Mai, I didn't really buy much.
Chiang Mai is a lot cheaper than here. This is a very touristy street, so they jack it up. But I noticed it my very first time in Thailand, where we went to Chiang Mai. I did some shopping, and then I went to Bangkok, did some shopping, and then, like I said, we went to Krabi, and I couldn't believe the difference. And that was 2008, and I was like, holy shit! And then, of course, I was like, where are all the Thai people? It was all white people in Krabi, and I was like pissed. I was like, so when you go from going to a very Thai place like Lampang and Chiang Mai, it's amazing, and then you end up in some touristy area, it's just shit, right? You're just like, I don't want to see all these people. I want Thai people.
Right.
And we're not really in the touristy part of Phuket because that's more Patong. But because the street, there's a lot of tourists that come to train. But we're actually in Shillong Bay, which is very Thai. It's actually the most Thai part of Phuket.
If you drive
Yes,
if you drive 2 minutes like in any direction outside of the street, it's
all Thai.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
pretty much all Thai.
Everywhere.
But then everything on the street is obviously a little bit catered.
Yeah, because of the...
Patong is brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
are we going there on this?
What are we going to say about Patong on this
The devil
podcast?
lives there.
The devil lives on Bangla Road. We're only going to go for your fights.
Right.
And we're trying to figure out Krathal. What is it? Loy Krathal.
Loy Krathong is November 3rd, and it's a holiday.
And we're trying to. This is lighting the candles. You put in the water. You put the candles up in the air, sky, and we're maybe going to Patong, maybe going to Shillong Pier, maybe going. We're trying to figure that out still, but we're definitely going to do something for that on that day. But
Right. The only good thing about Patong is Jungsalin Mall.
yes.
Oh, I like Jones.
Oh, I think you said you wanted to go to that mall. By
I
the
do
way,
want to go to the mall.
Yeah, you need
the
to go.
shoe store there is incredible.
Maybe
So
we
yeah,
can
we
go
do have to
tomorrow.
go there. I would love to go there.
We probably need to go tomorrow, if anything.
I would love to go to. Oh no, it's probably gonna be closed because the whole king's ceremony for his burial is tomorrow.
That's right. So probably Friday. Maybe we'll go Friday.
What day does the retreat?
It starts Sunday.
I'm supposed to know this shit.
No, it starts Monday. Like Sunday night at 6 o'clock, we all meet here.
This upcoming Sunday is the
6 p.m. We
Right.
meet here.
Yeah, what do you call it?
The
when
dinner,
everybody comes and you do a welcoming.
Yeah, welcome dinner.
Welcoming dinner.
Yeah, welcome dinner. Go through the schedule. Give them tips, tricks, all their little gifts,
ebooks.
tricks.
I'm just kidding.
ebooks, and workout programs, and then let them go. No, and then Monday we start.
Okay, so I gotta. Well, I think my setup is training setup for my fight is really good because it's before anybody even has breakfast.
Yeah, that's good. 6 a.m. Beautiful. Yeah, man. So that's it. We just wanted to.
Did we actually talk about training in Thailand?
We were supposed to.
little
What do you want to say?
No, we mentioned about going and trying different gyms, and obviously if you're afraid. No, okay, I wanted to talk about just briefly about the difference between training at a traditional Muay Thai gym versus training at one of the gyms along this area. And some people, Muay Thai enthusiasts, traditionalists, will say that these gyms are not real Muay Thai gyms. I've trained at some of the more traditional 13 coins and Lampang and in Chiang Mai, and they're not the same exactly because there is a more tourist. But if you go I find that if you go to a smaller gym, so even if I go to Radachai gym here around the corner, or Dragon Muay Thai, the smaller gyms are pretty similar to any other gym that you'll go to. The trainers I found, some are shit, but everywhere, but some are great, and some have worked at those gyms, Khao Samrit or whatever, and then worked down here. And literally some of the trainers will go where the money pays. And to be honest, these gyms pay a shit ton of money because they have all these tourists, so they can get the big trainers in.
I think it's a novelty thing for the people that are like
Muay Thai.
Oh, like I gotta train at a place where the floor is fucking a tarp and like we're stuck in back
I know,
in
the
time.
dirtier
in
the
80s
better,
for
yeah.
some- like I never understood the mentality of.
I remember.
like,
Remember the first time you saw some of the gyms here? You're like, oh my, because you went to AKA and AKA is so nice, and then you came here and you're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, what is? No
You're
offense
like-
to Phuket talk to me, and it's actually a nice gym. I was just being a loser at that time.
But you didn't know, or you didn't
Yeah.
know, and now it's just So
That was
wait,
my standard.
Have you been to 13 Coins yet?
No, but I've seen
Oh,
videos.
you have
but
to go.
see, 13
You
Coins
have to
looks
go.
like a place that I would want to be, just
Yes.
because the
It's
layout.
incredible. It's just nostalgic. It's just an amazing place. But anyway, yeah. So some people believe that, they have to be at a traditional
I don't
hole in the
believe that.
wall, basically, and they have the best Muay Thai. And then maybe they do, but all I'm telling you is that a lot of those trainers are now, they have those types of trainers, a good quality, like Sitsong Patong was
They
incredible gym. Yeah, they leave and they get paid a lot more money here because they have the tourists or whatever.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's not great, but it's just that I just want to say for those people that are worried, I've been to both, and you can get great trainers. Now, there are some gyms here that have better classes, so when you just do training with the group, definitely there's pros and cons to certain gyms. Some are way better than others, but in terms of privates and things like that, you're going to get
I've been
good
to-
quality privates anywhere.
Yeah, I've been to gyms in the heart of Bangkok. Then I've been to gyms here.
Yes, you
like,
have.
really and truly, the number one thing I think is establishing a relationship with somebody that works with you, and then actually putting in the hard work. Because it doesn't matter what gym you show up to, if you don't have the right mindset and you're not willing to train hard, it doesn't matter what gym you're at. You could be at the best gym, you could be at the worst. You could be at the worst gym making more progress than somebody that doesn't care at the best gym. So
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter.
And you've sparred with Bokal. Like, no, there's not many people in the world of Muay Thai who can say that they've sparred a good 7 minutes, 9 minutes.
Yeah, a long round. It was good. We
Long
had a little talk out. It was good. It was
no big deal.
fun. Yeah, no, it was.
But I just want to say also
fun.
to that gym thing, what's number one, I think anybody who's been here will know, you have to be able to trust the gym, especially if you're fighting. So you have to have good trainers that you trust, and they you put in the work, and they put more effort into you. So if you have a good relationship with the gym trainers, then that's more important than anything. So it doesn't matter what kind of gym it is, but if you have a good trainer who cares and who's going to not put you put you into the wolves just for money, that kind of thing. So that's what's more important.
When it comes down to that as well, always follow your intuition. Like
Yes.
whenever you have a bad feeling, then don't. Like I went through it.
We did too.
I went through it this trip around where it took a couple of talking to a couple of people to figure
In
out.
the same place.
Yeah, figure out like, okay, what's does this person have ulterior motive? Like what's going on here? So always follow the gut feeling.
Yeah, it's funny because when we fought in Chiang Mai, we had our thoughts were we're going to fight twice in Thailand. So we were going to come down here and fight. And as soon as we got here and we started training, it just like something's going on here, man. Like we just did not feel right about fighting for the gym that we were training at. We're just like, this is not right, man. We both.
No, we both felt it, but I think also it was my first time that if I was going to fight, it was not going to be for a John Burke-Lurk. So I was just kind of worried, and I just feel like these people don't have my best interests at heart. Like they don't know me. Because you tell them this, I only have 4 fights or I have 10 fights, whatever. It doesn't matter. They think that you can do whatever. They're going to put you into the wolves if not, So you really have to be careful in making sure you got somebody you can trust. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But that being said, I mean, you'll gain that if your goal is to fight, you'll gain that trust as you spend time at that gym and you realize, okay, this person is serious and they want to fight. The other thing, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just have one thing to say before we end, and it's.
I'm not about to end.
Okay.
I still got shit to say,
good,
motherfucker.
good. Okay, I was just gonna say something really stupid. I brought Arlene Pro 30, and I'm not sure if you guys have been doing this, but I just show up to like a smoothie shop and then ask them, "Can you just put this stuff in it?" And the chocolate, chocolate and the banana. Game over. That's it. I just show up. Can I get banana smoothie? Can you scoop this in? Fucking incredible.
It's awesome.
I need nothing else.
That's awesome.
Honestly, I thought you guys were both retarded for bringing it. And when he told me he was bringing it, I'm like, honey, you can just get protein. I know. Not because it's not a better. I obviously know it's a better protein, but it's just because of the packing so much. It's like, and then you got to bring a big giant container of protein. but like it was obviously worth it. Like, wow.
I wish I bought more.
Yeah.
Really.
Me too,
truly.
because mine's almost done.
Me too.
Chocolate's almost done, and it's just like I would not even touch any protein here. Like I wouldn't even have a protein powder. I wouldn't even have a protein drink if I didn't have my.
I looked at the proteins, and they're not terrible. It's just like, this is my baby now.
Yeah.
Like, this is all I'm gonna use.
I have the Power Burn MCTO Power Burn. I put into this coffee. I've been using it all week. I've been just I bring the thing and bring it over. And I've had Alex Child, who's your BJJ coach. He's just like, hey man, I want to get some of that because he's done like MCTO oil and the coconut and the bulletproof. And he's like, and then when I told him that the reason why I like my powders because I don't shit my pants. He's like, hey, is there somewhere I can buy that?
Nicest guy in the world, by the way.
He's amazing.
Super fucking nice.
Absolutely. So I'm just gonna leave that for him and Woody and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it for them. Just say, here it is.
Okay.
Alex Childs, he's the BJJ.
Hooked Woody up with the protein as well. So he hopefully, well, he said he's enjoying it. So yeah, great people at Tiger Muay Thai.
Absolutely. The other amazing thing about training here is the UFC fighters and the accessibility to high level MMA fighters. So, not just MMA, Muay Thai, like world champions, glory fighters, UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, like depending on the gyms that you go to, there's like, over at Phuket Top Team, there's a shitload of, Bellator, Glory, Risen, 1FC, and then same over at Tiger at given times. Mark Hunt was here, and Ashkan and his girl who are fighting on the Australian card, they're here, and it's incredible how you do have access, and if you're in those classes, you have access to training at that high level. So it's not just, a lot of Muay Thai fighters are now starting to understand that I think I need to go to kickboxing in order to make money. Like, you can only make so much money with Muay Thai. And when I talk about Muay Thai fight, I'm talking about the higher level guys now that are just like, they're like, okay, I need to get kickboxing in, and being able to train at some of these gyms here that have high level kickboxers or that sort of thing is really, really good. You guys did a kickboxing class today, right?
Yeah, it's more down my alley. I love that style, and yeah, it's refreshing to be able to kind of work things that I was already working at home, or like basics, like back to kickboxing basics, like counters that I use. Like, I don't defend kicks like traditional Thai people defend kicks. I had more of a kickboxing style and more hands, end on the low kick, like combinations, flurries, and so it's nice. The only problem with the kickboxing class is you need to have a good partner.
Yeah, so for me, I came here. It's so weird how you change over the years. Every year I come here, it's something different for me and my goals. And lately at home, I've been training at Southside Muay Thai, and they're kind of known for their smoothness, their boxing, they're tricky, their footwork. They're not really, they don't stand there like a traditional Muay Thai fighter. But so I'm working a lot with Bruce on my hands. I just want to get my boxing better. And it just now really developing this love for boxing and kickboxing, because like he's been really just staying in that stance and then throwing those leg kicks. And, watching Glory and stuff like that. So I knew coming here, I was like, fuck, who am I going to find to help me? Because like this is so traditional Muay Thai. Like, how am I going to find someone who's going to incorporate this kickboxing style in with the Muay Thai? Like, and when I did that class today, I was like, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what. So it's nice to know that Tiger offers that. They offer, obviously all MMA. They offer wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all this other stuff. So it's just crazy to think that, over the years, I'm like seventh time to Thailand, and I'm training kickboxing. It's just hilarious, but I love it.
That's the only class that I actually feel like I can be myself. It's weird to say, but like I'm actually can be like, oh, I can fucking do these combos. Like, I can do this so plus another 3 combos if I wanted to.
Yeah, what's so funny is like, I've been shadow boxing a lot, when I've learned to like literally every day after I run, I shadow box, and all I'm working on is footwork and hands. And so I was shadow boxing yesterday before a Muay Thai class, and the guy's like, oh no, stand up, and he was fixing me. I'm like, I know how to stand up. I know Muay Thai. I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to like incorporate both. I want both. I want the power of Muay Thai and the trickiness of it, but I also want the speed and the footwork of kickboxing, So when you go into that class, it's like, oh, this felt so good. And he actually incorporated a couple Muay Thai sweeps in the class. Yeah, so it was really good.
Nice. I think you would be a very good double fighter in like Muay Thai and MMA. Like I think having the kickboxing, not Muay Thai, sorry, kickboxing, having the kickboxing in your back pocket opens up the ability to fight in different organizations a lot easier than it does to fight. I mean, obviously UFC, you want to fight in the UFC, but I mean, like if you got kickboxing and you like kickboxing and you can do kickboxing, then Bellator, or you know what I mean? It's or even UFC and Glory, because I know that they have some back and forth. But it's always good like to plan that. Like, okay, I know UFC's though.
With martial arts, though, I like. I've always felt this way. Maybe it's the way that I've brought up training, but like a lot of people, they neglect one or another other martial art. They like one or the other, and so they don't work on other things. Like I like to wrestle, I like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I like MMA, everything all together. I like just working on ground and pound. I like working cage wrestling, defense, clinching, boxing,
kickboxing.
So everything, and then everything all together, and then parts of things put together, and then other parts put together, and then everything all put together. So
the new breed of MMA fighters.
I do like.
That's who you are.
It's very fun. I like the being open to
everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where before I was the Muay Thai traditionalist, and I thought Muay Thai was superior to everything, and I still kind of do when we're talking Muay Thai, the high level, but being open to learning all these new drills and these new weapons, it's just reinvigorating, especially boxing. Like boxing to me is just so, and I guess it is my weakness. So like now putting so much effort into it is just, I got a new love for martial arts again. Boxing for the longest time was my favorite martial art, and that's why I just like, I'm always confident that I can land my hands. And honestly, since I started powerlifting, well, I mean, I haven't been since I've been here, but I could feel the time that it takes me to close distance, and then how many actual punches it takes before like it's over. So like before I could punch somebody in the body all day and it would hurt them, but they would never go down. And now it's just I need one or two good ones, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think in the evolution of martial arts, I think Muay Thai is good, but it's only becoming good for Muay Thai. Like if you're a Muay Thai fighter and you're moving into Glory, you're getting left behind. I'm watching it every week after week. I'm watching the best Muay Thai fighters in the world losing every week because they are not evolving into, okay, you can't just keep kicking because it's not going to work. The guy with the hands is going to knock you the fuck out or beat you because they're scoring more. Yeah. So even though Muay Thai is amazing, but once you get to a point where you want to move into kickboxing,
make money.
You need to start to say, okay, I don't need to train Muay Thai anymore. Like you got to stop hitting pads and training Muay Thai. You've done it for 50, 30, 20 years. It's time to step back and, okay, now I got to work on movement. I got to work on kickboxing. I got to work on my combinations. And then that's going to give you, because Muay Thai is already ingrained in your head,
It's funny because I don't even think about Muay Thai or kickboxing or this style or that style. It's just striking now. Yeah. It's just striking.
And I think that's the best way to think about it. Like Matt Embry, guy I used to train with, he's a freaking champion, world champion. He's an incredible Muay Thai fighter. And now he's done the same thing the last few years. Is he's changed his name to basically Art of Fighting. So basically he's open and he's learning MMA, but it's just also different striking, not just Muay Thai. I think you have to have Muay Thai, especially in MMA. If you're fighting high-level MMA, you have to have that background. You cannot just not have it, but you got to have the boxing movement, everything.
I'm so lucky that I learned from my coach Mauricio.
He's so good.
Everything. He taekwondo. He does spinning kicks, elbows, knees, punches.
You need all of it.
Wrestles, black belt jiu-jitsu, does everything. So it's worked out very well.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, we're going to end this. I think it's good. We've been on for an hour and a half. I want to thank all of you for listening. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, and we're going to bring more. We got some good people set up over the next few days, few podcast episodes. Dave Leduc, who's a Lethway champion. Hopefully James McSweeney is going to be on. I'm trying to get him hooked up. He'll be here in Phuket, so I'm going to try to get him on. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a few people too I had in my head too. I just can't remember. But yeah, there's a few other people that I want to get on here. So
it would actually be kind of nice to have Coach Woody again on live.
Yeah, maybe.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah,
like when I show up to Tiger more time, or when we drive past each other on the motorbikes, I see him every time. He points at me, I point at him, and then we keep going. Or if I show up, like it's great when you can show up to a place and the first thing is a insult, and like that's how you start it off, and it's like, you know. Well, yeah. Once you're past that, like obviously it's a joke, right?
Yeah, for sure. No,
he's a funny guy. That guy's funny.
And it was awesome to have Angela on. You know, it's amazing, Angela.
Thanks for having me.
And let's just quote Angela's first line, and I quote, Angela Roberts.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah, line number 2.
That's what she said.
Talk to the mic. That's what she said.
And make sure you guys, are we going to hook them up with anything for our Lean Pro, any type of maybe?
I forgot what the podcast coupon code is.
Yeah, podcast coupon code is just use Revamp15. Go to revampnutritionlabs.com. That's our website. It's up right now. So you can go there. You can get access to our Power Burn. You can get access to our Lean Pro 30. You can get access to our Omega. And use the code Revamp15.
Now, for anybody
what's the code?
Revamp15.
Revamp15, that's the code?
And for anybody that listened to the end, we just opened up our contest to win our supplement stack, our current product line. So you get a bottle of either chocolate or vanilla Lean Pro 30, which is our 100% New Zealand whey grass-fed protein isolate. You'll get Power Burn, which is our MCT oil powder, and then you'll get our everyday omegas as well as a shaker bottle. So if you go to revampnutritionlabs.com/enter -2-win, then you can enter to win absolutely free.
And then also make sure you go to funkmma.com to download your 6 free programs. We got tons of programs on there to start your training, your strength and conditioning training. You get all free programs. Download those. You get workouts. You get sprint training, ab workouts, all the different tips and tricks to learning how to not overtrain, because when you're in places like this, it's very easy to overtrain. When you're at home, it's easier to overtrain, especially if you're really balls deep into training. You always think, oh shit, if I don't train today, I'm gonna fucking lose what I have. But it definitely doesn't. Definitely that doesn't work that way.
That's what she said.
That's the first time actually this trip. Sorry, one last thing.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually seen you pull back and be like, okay, I'm not gonna train because I'm gonna fucking kill myself, because I always do this every single time.
Yeah.
I go too hard and then I fucking bonk and
totally. Yeah, I want to save myself.
Took your time this time. I'm proud of you.
Sabai.
I did the opposite.
Thank you.
But
yeah, you're young.
But
though.
you're 23,
I know.
so you
I actually
can
feel
do it.
better. I think I just woke up with like a thing and had to
maybe
hork
you're
out
just stuffy,
or
yeah.
something. I've been drinking
It's
ginger.
a podcast. It's a podcast. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for our next podcast. We're out.
Adios.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Funk MMA Strength and Conditioning Podcast, hosted by Funk Roberts, certified MMA conditioning coach, master of metabolic training, and fitness expert, bringing you insights on conditioning for all levels of fighters worldwide. Be sure to join us for another podcast.